Hi, welcome back. This is the second in a little series of videos I'm doing on how to play changes. Last lesson I talked about how to practice identifying the chord tones and going through the tunes and practicing little scale fragments. Now I'm going to talk about enclosures. Enclosures are something which comes from bebop. They're very prevalent in old school bebop tunes, and it's something which has stayed in the jazz language. It's as simple as before you land on a chord tone, you do something one side of it, be it above or below, and then you do something in the other side of it and you land on the note. For example, or maybe. So the first one I did was a note above, a note below, and then land on the note. And the second one was the other way around. So there's a couple of specific ones I've written on this PDF that will be sent out to you. And I want you to try these out over the B-flat blues. I'm going to demonstrate using some enclosures by playing over a B-flat blues. You'll see how it sounds. I've written out 4 specific ones on the PDF that will be coming to you via John, I think. And the first one is where you find the scale tone above the note that you're going for. So it could be the root, for example. So you find the scale tone above that. So there it is. So I'm thinking in terms of a B-flat blues. I'm going to be going through a B-flat blues later on to demonstrate this. So the first chord would be concert B-flat 7. So the 9th or the 2nd is going to be C. And then the scale tone below, which is A flat. So I've got scale tone above, scale tone below, and then I land on the note. Okay? So if I was to do this on a B-flat 7 chord, I'd have this. Okay? So I'd like you to go through a B-flat blues, and equipped with the knowledge that you have from the last lesson on how to target those root notes, I want you to try doing a scale tone above and a scale tone below, starting on beat 4. So it's going to go a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you're still landing on beat 1 with that tone that you're targeting. You're just anticipating it by 2 quavers with this enclosure. So check this out. This is scale tone above, scale tone below on a B-flat blues. There are 3 other ones on this sheet. There is the opposite of what we've just done, scale tone below and above. So with the root, that would be etc. The really interesting ones are where you start using chromatic notes. So number 3 is where you do a scale tone above and a chromatic tone below. So when you have B flat as the root note of B flat 7, you go C, A, B flat. So I'll go through a B-flat blues, and I'll try this on the 3rd this time. I'll do a scale tone above and a chromatic tone below on the 3rd of every chord. The next thing you can do, once you've practiced these 4 enclosures in that way on the different chord tones, is you can start running these into those scale fragments you practiced last time. Now we're starting to build little lines. I'll pick one of the scale fragments at random. I'll do the one where you went third up to flat 7. And I'm going to use the third enclosure, which is the one I've just demonstrated, the scale tone above, chromatic below, and I'm going to run those together. And bear in mind, of course, that you can do this as slow as you need to. You don't have to do it with a backing track either. You can just do it with a metronome or even just by yourself. But I recommend having a metronome, if you can, at whatever tempo you feel comfortable, because that'll just keep you straight. And it'll put the pressure on you as well, because what you may end up doing if you're struggling is going, and that's not realistic. That's not what would be happening in a tune. You want to have that little bit of pressure, even if it's at a fairly slow tempo. The last part of this whole thing on playing changes is a bit more free, a bit more creative, but I want you to think about starting lines in particular places on the B-flat blues using a particular chord tone. For example, I want you to play on a B-flat blues, and every time there is an E-flat 7, I want you to enclose the third and then start playing a line. And it doesn't matter what you do at the end. Okay? I'll demonstrate that. So I'm enclosing the third on an E-flat 7. And you can wait in these sections where there's nothing on, or you can play something else. Okay, so you can go through starting in a particular way or finishing in a particular way. Finishing in a particular way is harder, but it's a really good skill. So I'm going to play through this tune, this B-flat blues, and I'm going to aim to finish my lines on the third of whatever chord I end up on. There we go. So practicing that stuff will really help you start to run lines together. And good luck with everything. And if you have any questions about any of this, myself and the other tutors will be active on the Facebook group. So do put up a message or something and we'll be in touch. Great, thank you. Good luck with it. Bye-bye.